Neil deGrasse Tyson blows Joe Rogan's mind. Twice in 1 minute. You won't see this coming.
Oh, can I tell you something that might blow your mind?
No. Sure.
Is that allowed? I don't know. How many times is your mind? At least once a day.
Yeah, at least once.
You need your mind blown, okay? Here's how it works.
Okay.
So let's put water in the pipes, okay? And then the temperature drops. Now, pipes have a certain strength.
Right.
Copper pipes, you know, they're rigid, okay?
I grew up around breaking pipes.
Okay, so now watch.
Massachusetts.
So the water's in there, and now the temperature begins to drop, okay? The water wants to turn to ice, but it can't because the pipe is containing it. So it just sits there, okay, at 32 degrees as water, even though the temperature outside is dropping below 32 degrees, okay? And it still sits there, gets to 30 degrees, 29. The pipe is squeezing the attempt of this water to become ice. And the act of squeezing it prevents the temperature from dropping. Okay, and as the temperature drops, depending on how strong the pipe is, and the temperature gradient across it, as the outside temperature continues, it gets to now 25 degrees. The pipe is still holding on to the liquid water, and it's still 32 degrees inside there, and it holds on to, and it keeps happening. It keeps happening. You get a point where the pipe can no longer contain the water, and the water freezes spontaneously. It just goes right down to that temperature, and the pipe is helpless in the face of this. So the point is, the stronger the pipe is, the lower the temperature has to be outside for the freezing water to break it.
So theoretically, if you had a pipe that was made of a stronger material than copper, you can get even lower than that.
You can get even lower temperatures.
How low can you get? Because when things freeze, they have to expand?
So what? No, only when water freezes.
Why does water expand when
it's a remarkable fact about water that is shared by very few other ingredients. Most things, when they cool, they shrink, as all men know.
Oh, hey.
So most materials, because things cooler, the vibrating molecules slow down and they take up less space. Water is the opposite of that as it passes down through. So I'm going to describe to you an extraordinary fact about water and why we're alive today, okay? So watch, let's take a lake that has fish in it, okay? Temperature drops outside, and the lake slowly begins to get cooler because there's a time lag between the air temperature and the waters. That's why the first freeze, the lake is still there. It's got to be cold longer. All right, so what happens? The water gets cold on the surface, okay? And it begins to, the water gets cold on the surface and it begins to shrink. So that water it shrinks. That makes it denser, it falls to the bottom. Fine. It does that down to about 4 degrees Celsius. As it goes from 4 degrees Celsius to 0 degrees Celsius, the freezing point, it begins to expand and become less dense than the water. So now, as the water wants to actually freeze, it stays on top. When it does freeze, you freeze the top surface of the lake. Well, how about the water below it? It's insulated from the dropping air temperature, and the fish don't die. Imagine if ice were denser than water. What would happen? You'd freeze the top layer, it would sink. The bottom is frozen. Freeze the next layer, it sinks, and fish would be systematically forced to swim in shallower and shallower waters until they were all freeze-dried on the top surface of the lake. And all fishes would be dead every winter in every lake.
I think it's fish.
What?
I think you're supposed to say fishes.
Fishes is a double plural.
You could do that?
Yeah. You never
all
heard
fish
fishes?
would be dead?
You never heard?
Like all deer? Would you say all deers?
Well, because generally it's one. If you had multiple kinds of deer, yeah.
Oh, so if you had like Sitka deer,
yeah, but it's rare that they're all in the same place. You generally have one kind of deer in one place. But the ocean has many kind of fish in the same place.
Oh,
yeah,
that's interesting. So you would say fishes.
Fishes it's a double plural.
Kinds.
It's different kinds of plural fish.
Oh,
yeah,
double blow my mind.
No, you didn't know that.
Blew it again.
Oh no,
I didn't know. I never thought about it that way.
The many fishes in the yeah. So sorry.
Fishes in the sea.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.